Have you ever heard someone say, don't get in relationships because you're lonely? Yeah, I hear it a lot, and I no longer believe that that is wise counsel. As a matter of fact, I would encourage the opposite. If you are lonely, find some people to get in relationship with because connection resolves loneliness. Now, we have to be careful. I think we should be careful and use a bit more caution and be a bit more discerning when we are entertaining people while we're lonely. Because, sure, loneliness can for sure cloud us, right? Um, but I think it's very important to make sure we are connecting with the right people um, because we were designed to be connected. We were not designed to live in chronic loneliness. We weren't designed to be isolated. I will say this though, if you are experiencing chronic loneliness, I would encourage you to seek therapy because that could indicate that you have some unresolved trauma. But just in general, people be lonely. That is a thing. Like people experience loneliness, and I don't believe it's anything that we should carry shame or guilt about. I don't think that we should feel like there's something wrong with us because we are lonely. No, I just think that it's a deficit that needs to be. There's a need there that needs to be met, right? And I think one of the primary ways we meet that need is to simply connect, but connecting with the right people is important though. And if that happens to turn into a romantic relationship, because oftentimes when we hear this phrase, it's in regards to romantic relationships, right? But nonetheless, if we're connecting with people and that just so happens to turn into a romantic thing, so be it. So be it. But there's nothing wrong with you because you're lonely. And it doesn't mean that you need to now wait or halt your pursuit of relationships. No, we need people. We need people. I sort of liken it to someone saying, don't eat if you're hungry. That doesn't really make sense. Maybe what the message should be is don't overindulge just because you're hungry, or don't compromise your discipline just because you're hungry. Still make wise decisions regarding your diet while you're hungry. But to say don't eat, that wouldn't make sense because the need would still be there. The hunger would still be there. And that hunger is communicating something, right? That hunger is communicating, I need some sustenance, right? So if hunger is the lack of sustenance, then loneliness is a lack of connection. And that emotion, all emotions are trying to communicate something to us, right? And oftentimes, emotions are trying to tell us that there is a need that hasn't been met, right? Our bodies are calling out for something specific, right? Whether that's frustration or anger or loneliness. And it's our responsibility to tune in, right, to what our bodies are telling us, what our bodies and our spirits and our soul is craving. And it doesn't do us any favors to ignore what our emotions or what our bodies are trying to communicate to us. It doesn't do us any favors to suppress those things. I think what we should do instead is listen and pay attention to what our souls are yearning for and what our bodies and our spirits and mind is craving for, and then make conscious, wise decisions to get that need met. So we listen to it and we meet the need. We listen and we meet the need, simply. So y'all, if you're lonely, go find your tribe. Go get some friends. Go increase your social interactions. Go to places where if you're gonna go to dinner by yourself, instead of getting a table, a booth, go to the bar and sit there, right? Maybe, spark up conversation with the bartender or whoever is beside you, right? Same gender or other. Like this doesn't have to be just romantic. I'm talking about relationships, period. We need healthy platonic relationships. We need healthy familial relationships. And we need healthy romantic relationships. I do believe that it is the will of the Lord for us to have abundance in our relationships too. That is a huge part of our life. So why not be intentional about it? So if you're lonely, please, by all means, get into a relationship. Just the right one.